Break his neck, beat him up, break his neck. K-I-N. They call me Mike Henry for a reason. Introducing my co-hosts. Oh, you look. Tokes!
Hamdammer.
Listen, every week I'm popping out to a new theme song. So next week, stay tuned. You might hear another legend.
Stay tuned, guys. Who's up right now on the theme songs? Is it me or Hamada?
My stuff have been elite so far. But
my walkouts have been pretty elite.
Oh yeah, I bet they have. All right, so just kick us off, man. Kick us off.
All right, man. Let's kind of let a couple people trickle in. We've got a very huge announcement. So I want to make sure there's people in this chat. I want to make sure people are in here. We do have a very big announcement, very important announcement to make. So we've got 20 people in here. So Hamada, the announcement we're making is, guys, the jerseys are in. Jerseys are coming in this week. We've got them. We're ready to go. So there will be a media day. Everyone has to show up 30 minutes before their game. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass out jerseys. We need to take team pictures, individual pictures, maybe even like a little video or whatever for the media stuff. So whatever time your game is, please come 30 minutes early to collect your jersey, and then get all the media stuff out the way so that we can have posts ready earlier on in the weeks and things like that. Yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say about the jerseys. So
Tokes.
jerseys are in.
Tokes. We're gonna start off with our first segment. It was a interesting week. You know,
You got the little headlines.
I got the headlines ready, but I'm figuring out where should we start because the man sitting across from me praised his team, saying he had the greatest quarterback in MFL history on his team, and that guy took an L to, what was it? OP block? The OP block. That team filled with a bunch of randoms who aren't so random anymore. That team gave you BTA. That team threw you a little curveball and you weren't expecting it, but you score 6 points. Could you clear up what was the score exactly?
It was 20-6.
20-6. So little Sudani couldn't muster more than one touchdown. Okay, hold on. Let me get serious. Is Mu'minin lost a bad game or a bad sign? Now, last year, let me bring some objectivity, some coaching analysis to this discussion, because you know you're not going to get it from the man across from me. But here's a guy in Sudani who's usually kind of shaky week ones. You know, he's usually kind of mid. Like last year, Dumi gave him BTA, and we saw Dumi get BTA'd by Sudani in the playoffs when it mattered most. So then he usually starts to come up clutch, and his game, elevates when the game elevates as well. But this year it seems a little different because it seemed like Sudani was timid out there. I mean, they were throwing out MFL youth when I was 14 years old defense out there. They were throwing him elementary defenses. I'm talking cover 2 safeties, 1 rush. Some plays they were rushing 0. This is this is this is youth MFL stuff. And Sudani looked like he'd never played an MFL game in his life. I mean, how many completions do we? Let me pull up the stats right now. Let me pull up the stats. How many completions? 48% completion percentage, 12 for 25. This is Nathan. This Justin Field numbers right here. Nathan Peterman numbers right here. I mean, 87 yards rushing, which is typical Sudani like, but I feel like he could have had way more when there was 1 rush coming at him. I mean, they're threatening you to run the ball when they're sending everyone deep, putting everyone in coverage. They're like, all right, we're taking away your arm, which is kind of tough, which is kind of weird to do against Sudani because Sudani's not known necessarily for his arm. He's known more for his legs, but they forced him to run, and I mean, it looked like a great game plan. But I mean, credit to OP Block. Let me give OP Block some props. I mean, David Brown looking like Julio Jones out there. I mean, Jackson Martin just trusting receivers, launching it, letting it go. It looked like the only quarterback on that Sunday that looked like he had some confidence. I mean, he didn't. This is his first NFL game ever, and he's playing with more confidence than than other quarterbacks. I don't want to name them right now, but I mean, and Donish had a horrible game, had a lot of drops, but I mean, he's the captain of the team. He kept his team composed, and then people like Zafa didn't play, but Mahmoud and freaking Amir and freaking Daniel Zamir, like these plays people we don't know all stepped up, made plays, and took the L, made it look easy. But I think it's a bad sign for Mu'minin because, like I said, and I'll say it again, that team has a bunch of stone hands. I mean, Awad, third round, didn't have a target. Did he have a target? He might have had a target. 0 catches, like 0 yards. Focus all his efforts on defense. That's your third rounder, but you got to use him a little bit more. Yanad, I said this guy was washed, and it's looking like it's coming true. 2 receptions for 6 yards. Nowhere on defense to be seen. And then you had Keenan Johnson, the so-called future first-round pick in MFL, dropped like 10 balls, 3 catches for 34 yards, got mossed like 3 times. Oh, I could go on and on for days about this game, but Tokes, you kick it off because this is your team. I want to hear what you got to say.
Well, listen. What I have to say is I want to give OP Block credit. They played really well. For some guys who played for the first time in MFL, they didn't look shook at all. They just came out there. When you're playing against the reigning defending champion, one of the most feared quarterbacks in MFL history, and they took us down. Now, Omar is known to lose in week 1. If Omar loses in week 1, historically, I did the numbers. Omar historically, after a loss, Omar is 5-1 in his career after a loss. So I'm expecting a bounce back game next week. But what I will have to say is the receivers, I think we let Omar down. You look at the numbers. Yanal, 2 catches, 6 yards. Awad, 0 catches, 0 yards. Beans, 3 for 38. Tokes, 7 for 51. Omar had 100 yards rushing to go along with around 100 yards passing. So it's 200 scrimmage yards is there. But look, Omar told us after the game that he went back, he watched the film. He said he felt like there were some throws out there that he could have made. He said he felt that it was a bit windy, so he decided not to take the risks. But Omar said going into next week, and I quote this, I had a sit-down interview with the Omar Sudani, and he told me he's letting it fly this next weekend. And look, I'm giving OP Block credit, but if we turn on the film, their touchdowns were all tipped deep balls. Now you can say being lucky is better than being good sometimes, but look, that stuff isn't going to happen 99% of the time. 98% of the time, you're going to have to come down with the ball. But, look, David Brown, both of his touchdowns, it's a deep ball, pass gets batted around, he just catches it. I mean, it's unlucky, but it happened. Now, I'm not too worried. Our defense, other than that, played really well. We were missing Yezen El Badawi. Yezen is one of the best rushers in the league. We had 0 sacks. We had 0 sacks as a defense.
Like I said, the weakness on that team would be.
We need Yezen back. And I'm telling you, when Yezen comes back, that opens up everything. Then I can go to linebacker. Yanad can go to corner. the defense becomes menacing when Yazan gets back.
But
Per my
Yazid, after
sources.
3 rushes, is going to be huffing and puffing and asking for a sub on the sidelines. He's not going to give you more than one good drive of the game. You bet on that. So don't expect Yazin to put on a cape like Captain Underpants to come save the day, because he's not. Don't expect that, or you're in for a rude awakening, buddy.
Listen, the Yazan Al Badawi will come back and dominate and send you back to mercy without limits, buddy. All I have to say is this game is a bad game. It's not a bad sign. Now, if Omar loses next week, if Mu'minin go 0-2 and Ayad gets his first career regular season win against Omar, then maybe we can
Don't
start
even
having
show
a
up next week if
conversation.
that happens, buddy. Don't even show up next week.
Now, if that happens, well, we can have a different conversation. But I fully believe Sudani will turn back the clock and show that he's the old Sudani, not an old Sudani.
Mm-hmm. All right. We'll move on to the next segment. Whew. Interesting here. Is Amir someone we can trust going forward? The guy that just had a game-winning drive in his second year as a quarterback, looking like a seasoned vet in year 2, unlike the guy that he on the other side of the field that he was playing. But I mean, Tokes, you were there, you saw it in person. What were your thoughts on this?
Look, man, I hyped up Ayad last week. Ayad comes out first drive, throws a pick to Stone Hands Abdullah Al Doom. Like, we know Abdullah Al Doom is fast, but he doesn't have hands. The first drive of the game, a guy who's never played football.
Typical Ayad, though.
He throws a pick to a guy who's never played football a day in his life. Like, come on, man. Like, listen, I wanted to believe in Ayad, but I have absolutely zero hope in Ayad ever again. I'm never picking Ayad to win a game. This guy, he plays like a chicken with his head cut off. Like, all he's doing is just throwing prayer balls to AJ. That stuff's not gonna save you. That stuff's not gonna win you games. You need to actually sit back and make reads. All right. Now Amir, that's the real quarterback that I want to talk about. Now listen, I talked a lot of trash on Amir. I said he threw 8 picks in a playoff game. He needs to lead a game-winning drive. But listen, it's a second year. He looks more comfortable at quarterback. He learned a lot last year. And right now, to me, Amir looks like he's taking what he learned from year 1 and he's putting it into year 2. Look, they're down in this game. Khalil had a big drop that caused them to get the ball back, but Amir had to go all the way down the field with 40 seconds. He had to take his team all the way down and get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. I mean, look, it was a flawless game-winning drive. It's like giving Mahomes or Brady the ball. The way he executed, I didn't see any incompletions. If nothing was covered, he used his legs, and at times he was making reads. Amir was actually making reads on the game-winning drive. Now he did throw a couple interceptions, which I mean that's gonna happen. I mean, but I would like to see Amir turn the turnovers down a little bit more. I would like to see him sometimes throw the ball away or even just take off and turn the ball over with his legs rather than throw a pick, because they have a good defense. Their defense can get stops. So my thing is, I just want Amir to throw a little bit less interceptions. That way, I feel like they can get blowout wins because their defense is really, really good. Now, obviously, Omar Al Ahmed had a big game. You look at the numbers. I mean, Al Toum, he had a really good game. We're looking at the numbers right here. I mean, uh, it looks like the Amir to Ben and Omar Al Ahmed connection is going to be there. That looks like a solid receiving duo. I mean, you've got Muaz rushing. Muaz got a sack. I mean, Idris, obviously, we all know how good Idris is. So, I mean, I think this team could be a sleeper team. Like, they have really good leadership. They don't give up. They play till the whistle. They play until the last play of the game, and they don't complain. There's no hotheads on this team. No one is going to crash out on this team. And Amir is probably the best captain. Leadership wise, Amir is the best captain.
All
So
right.
that's what I trust Amir.
Now, I want to get started on his team first before I get started on the captain, the quarterback, the so-called turnover machine. The mistakes that he was doing last year. It looks like he hasn't wiped away those mistakes yet. It looks like it's gonna come around and linger around for a bit. So he's gonna have to watch out for that. But I'll give him props. I mean, 247 yards total, 79 yards rushing, 168 passing yards. So He was lining it up through in the air. He's gonna with Amir. Weird, three passing touchdowns, 2 INTs. This guy, he's gonna throw it. He's gonna give you a chance. He might throw some touchdowns. He might throw some yards. He might run it for a bit. But always know he's gonna be there, and you gotta be ready because he's gonna throw a pick eventually in that game. So defense that you're playing them, just be ready for him. But other than that, I mean, Ben 7 receptions for 68 yards. And had an INT. A couple flag pulls, 68 scrimmage yards total. So with him, and then you got Amr Al Ahmed who had a legacy game. I mean, he's proven his worth for his draft status. People were thinking maybe might have got drafted too higher considering he's only what we
Yeah,
thought.
Abdel Saeed,
We
four
thought,
four sacks, 4 sacks for Abdel Saeed.
wow, shout out to Abdul Saeed for real, 4 sacks.
That's
I
a
mean,
crazy stat right there.
that is
Whoa.
crazy. Yeah, that's insane. Dang, he might get Defense Player of the Year or of the week. But Amr Al Ahmed, we thought he was a one-way player. He came out, showed out, got 5 catches for 54 yards. So shout out to him, 2 touchdowns. So I mean, shout out to that man. Shout out to the commish. And then you got people like Ben Anthony, and then what was his name, Abdullah Al I don't that pick he got in the beginning of the game. I've seen Ad make that exact same throw that gets intercepted like 20 times last season. What is with Ad throwing it down the middle of the season? I mean, down the middle of the field and getting it picked every time by a safety or linebacker. I don't get why he keeps doing that. This guy's a broken record. It's like you can't teach a dog new tricks. I mean, apparently this one he's gonna keep doing the same trick over and over again. So you can really teach him out of it. You can't coach this guy out of the things. So I don't know what's wrong with that. Stop throwing it down the middle of the field, bro. Stop doing that. Use your eyes. Look at the safeties. I was watching the same play you're doing down the middle of the field. You got people wide open on the corners. Just please be patient. Be patient, all right? Because because I keep saying on the show. People think I hate Ad, but I like Ad. I want him to succeed, but every week he makes it harder and harder for me to do so. But enough of that. I mean, let me talk about some players on his team. I guess. I mean, AJ doing typical AJ things: 5 catches, 96 yards. I mean, a typical AJ game, living up to he should be a first overall pick. Maybe he could have helped another guy down in the Palestine Pantherville.
We don't talk about that guy.
We don't talk about that guy though. And then you got Ali Benny. I mean, a touchdown, a couple of catches, 5 catches, 46 yards. Ali Benny showing up, making some plays. But I mean, wait, Toke. So what happened with Ali? You said he cost him the game. This guy said the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Listen, the Pillsbury Doughboy once again. Look, Ali, statistically, it might look good. Ayad's team lost by 2 points. I saw Ali drop a 2-point conversion off his chest, by the way. They lost by 2, and Ali dropped a crucial wide open 2-point conversion. Yeah. Now, I just seen Ali pull up, belly out, ski mask on. I mean, bro, he's looking like Drewski out there, bro. Like, Ali, man, please, get in shape, please. I'm seeing Ali catch a slant with a tight long sleeve shirt on. I'm just seeing his belly go the one way and him going the other way. Like Ali, I need you to get into shape, Ali. Like if you're gonna lead Ayad to somewhere, he can't have you coming in looking like Eddie Lacy, being one McDonald's cheeseburger, one Popeyes chicken sandwich away from being an old lineman. I need you to go out there and actually hit the gym, hit the weights. Like, please get onto the treadmill instead of just eating pancakes back to back. But I will give Ali, he had a decent game, but I expect more from Ali, especially being a security blanket. Yeah. If you're a security blanket, you can't drop a wide open 2-point conversion with everything on the line.
When you're a guy like Ali, everything's gonna be spotlighted. I mean, by this guy especially. I mean, I was watching one play on the highlights, and he got cooked that corner by some no-name guy that's on.
Oh yeah,
that was bad play. I mean, Ali's usually a guy that you can trust that corner.
Ali's usually reliable on defense. I'll give him that.
Reliable, but that play he just got lost. He got left in the dirt. But I trust Ali to usually come up big and not let up those kind of passes. But back to Galleria. I mean, Amir, this team is better than I thought. We know how I feel about Ben. We know how I feel about Idris and Ahmad. But in Muaz, they got a lot of players, man. This team's gonna be good. I think they're gonna be like that 3-4 seed. I don't think they're not gonna.
This is a sleeper. This is a team I think you don't want to see in the playoffs.
This is a team that you're like, damn, Galleria. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't want to play them.
I think this team is comfortably making playoffs.
No, this team is good. But I mean, I please figure it out, man. Khalil, figure out those hands, looking like Spencer James out there dropping the balls. I mean,
Please, Khalil. I defend Khalil a lot. Khalil's a
you're
very
better than
talented
a second
player,
round pick. You can't be dropping wide open
but
goals.
Khalil broke a MFL record this past weekend with 5 drops.
My God. He broke Tokes' record because Tokes is also another Stonehenge
Look,
receiver.
I had 4 drops in a playoff game, but I had a broken finger.
Right. Ah, man. But yeah, Galleria on the come up. We kind of believe in you now. You know, you might make some noise later on.
I
Next,
believe in Galleria.
moving on. We're trying to keep this nice and quick for you guys. Oh,
Don't get. Oh, I've been waiting. I've been waiting all day for this one, Hamada.
go ahead.
Oh.
Let me. Can I start?
All right, I'll let you start, but just know
Alright.
I'm ready to unleash and unload on
I'm
your
not gonna
team.
do anything. Shut up. You just got belt to ass by freaking OP block. I don't want to hear nothing from you coming from your side of the table. All right, keep it down. Now, is Egypt coming back down to earth? You know, Ahmed Egypt looking like the MVP of the league last year, led his team on a 5-0 undefeated season record. You know, lost. I've been over this multiple times. I don't want to say this again, but you know, to make sure you guys remember clearly, you know, lost the MVP in Ben, went on to the first round to the eventual champs in Mu'minin. Now, it looked like Egypt was starting to become an elite top 3-4 quarterback in the league, and comes out this week and has one of the worst games of the week. You know, on par with Faros.
Look, if you're being compared with Firas,
I mean,
that's the worst comparison you can get.
Egypt was 56 yards, 6 for 16, 37% completion.
What?
It was a really bad game, but this is why I wanted to go first, because I wanted to give some context to why Egypt played so bad. Now, like I said before, like we said, after me, there's not a lot of 2s, 3s, and 4s. There's a bunch of 5s and 6s. And when you have a receiving core like that, you can't really take a dig at Egypt as much, because you know he doesn't have a lot to work with.
Wait. Last time I checked, who drafted that team?
Let me finish. He invested so much into his blocking and rushing, and he was missing a second rounder like Sohaib, such a pivotal, such a game-changing player like Sohaib. I'm looking at my chops just thinking about him. Now, he missed last week because he was a little busy, had to run a couple errands, but next week, inshallah, he'll be there, and hopefully we will look more synergized. But clearly, from our team, the wide receivers are not people to be feared of. Egypt's gonna have to start figuring it out, start making lemonade out of oranges or something. I don't know. He's got to do something to patch up this little box. But I mean, and Egypt was coming off a flight, landed at KCI airport.
Oh, I don't want to hear it.
The game had jet lag, so I'm cutting Egypt a break. I'm not saying he's coming back down to earth. I'm saying he's definitely not going to play maybe up to the MVP caliber quarterback he did like last season, but he's definitely not going to be as bad as he had been the last couple seasons.
That's it. I've had enough. I'm going. I've heard enough of your bull jive, Hamada. You're talking about Egypt came off of a flight. This guy played Isakov at quarterback, and then Isakov got injured, and Dumi came into the game with a cast on and cooked your defense. Don't get me started on this. Omar Ouija Egypt had a 37% completion rate. Firas Oda, the worst quarterback I've ever seen in my lifetime, had a 41% completion percentage in his first ever game. And you're telling me a seasoned veteran who's played more than half a decade in the MFL had a 37% completion percentage and 55 yards? So you're telling me Big Tokes had more receiving yards than Ouija did passing yards all game? Let me talk about this team. This team has no one to be feared of. Egypt needs to make lemonade with water. And last time I checked, oh yeah, you can't make lemonade with water. Listen up, buddy. Wait, hold on. I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Ni hao. Omar Egypt? Ching chong, bing bong, hit stone cold. Aye. Egypt just got traded to the Guangdong Tigers IRL, buddy. That's the that Listen, buddy, that's the only team. The only team that Egypt can play for is the Guangdong Tigers because Team Sprite is going down the drain, buddy. All
Uh,
I have to say is this team, Hamada, 4 catches, Dawood 2 catches. The rest of the team had nothing. This team is just unbelievably dog water. Like I said before the season, I said this team was not making the playoffs. With the way it's looking, this team might actually go down as the worst MFL team in
shut
history.
the heck up! You just our scores were identical, and we lost to Doomy and his. It didn't matter if
Look,
Doomy wasn't playing. This guy still came out on one
look,
hand and dropped.
I at least expected
Doomy
your
came
defense.
out, dropped two rushing touchdowns, 87 scrimmage yards, 71% completion percentage off one arm and one leg, coming off of I don't know what the hell he was doing after Izakov came in like Captain America and saved the day for them. But it still wouldn't have mattered because that team, Nadim, Monty, Zayd Dolak, Abdul Sattar, Yusuf Khatib, Mahed.
No, don't make excuses now.
That 8th-round pick on Doomy's team would be a wide receiver 3 or 2 on my team. So I don't want to hear it.
Hey, last time I checked, buddy,
between those two teams is not even fair. I don't even care.
Hey, last time I checked, you don't just wake up and you're on a team. So you actually sit down and draft your team. Omar Egypt sat down and drafted this roster, buddy. I'm not giving you a pass for how shit your team is. But you drafted this team. Your captain drafted this team, and your captain, look, he let all the hype get to his head. This guy's looking like Jamarcus Russell. If I give Omar Egypt a blank tape and I tell him, hey Egypt, go watch this tape and let me see what you think on film. You know what he would do? He would come back and he'll tell me, Tokes, I saw this in cover 2. I should have made this throw. I should have made that throw. Mind you, I would have given him a blank tape. That shows me Omar Egypt's work ethic. This guy is a lousy slob of a player.
Okay, I don't want to hear this anymore. Okay, chill on my Capitan, because at the end of the day, we were versing the preseason favorites to win the chip. You were versing OP Suburb Block, whatever the hell their name is, and the score was exactly identical. That's with your team being fully healthy but missing Yezen. We're putting our stock in Yezen, while my team had the quarterback coming off a flight, me at 20% coming off a flu game, coming off I felt like I was 20% out there, literally running on one leg. I could barely run out there, and I still had 7 flag poles, led the week in flag poles. I don't know, I still 2
Hey, let me tell you something.
I'm still holding my side up on the defensive end. Now our team is clearly going to win games based on defense. Last week was not.
No. I'm not letting you get away.
I don't want to hear it. It's my turn. It's my turn.
No. Stop it. Listen, Hamada. Of course you're gonna lead the league in flag pulls when 95% of the time your team's on defense from how shit that offense is. Buddy, of course you're gonna lead in every defensive category. Your team's so ass they can't even get a first down. You're on defense 99% of the game.
Listen. Last week, that film, I'm not even gonna watch it because that is not our team. That film, I'm not even gonna pay attention to that game. That game, don't even worry about it. My team, Yanad and Fadi, still shout out to them. They're still holding their set at the end of the ball, holding up their end on that side of the ball at corner. They're still elite corners in this game, but they really, guys, I'm talking to you. Step it up on offense. We need you guys to help us. But I mean, Egypt is gonna be 10 times better. We saw Egypt just last year. Just give him a break. Let him settle in. We know what kind of quarterback Egypt can be. Now,
all right, that's fine. Now there's another game. There's another game we got to speak about.
It's Doomy. Doomy's gonna be Doomy. Probably gonna be a top 2 seed. Blah blah blah. He's injured. Probably gonna come back in a couple weeks. Team's stacked. I mean, what are we supposed to say about them? What are we supposed to say?
All right, I'll give you that, Hamada. Now there's another game that happened. We're gonna go briefly over this just because I feel like we still need to mention it. Habibi Ali.
Tokes. Me and Tokes were discussing the rundown of the show. You know, before the show, we have a pregame show, discuss our segments. And we said, what game is getting thrown out? Because we do 3 segments. And I told Tokes, I watched the tape of the Palestine Panthers versus Habibi Ali. And it was hands down the worst piece of film I've ever watched in my life. That game should be banned off VEO, that website. That Habibi Ali did their thing with 6 players for 90% of the game. Guys, Habibi Ali had 6 players. Palestine Panthers obviously had 7. And Palestine Panthers looked like they had canes out there with freaking glasses on. They couldn't see crap. It's like the first time playing football ever. Faraz. Is this Faris or Faraz? What's his name?
Firas. Look, at this point, I'm not. At this point, we shouldn't even give Firas a name until he actually does something worthy to earn his name. Listen,
We'll
all
call
I
him
need to
number
say
five
about
from now on.
from now on, I'm just calling him. I'm just calling Firas a bot until he does something worthy to earn his name back. Because Firas 0 points. Listen, the only. I want to say this. Big O, Omar Alan, he's making an MVP case, but he did play against the worst team in the league. But we
Yeah,
obviously saw my dog, my
he didn't
boy.
have to do anything. I mean, he had the least
Yeah.
amount of attempts during the week. He had 10 attempts, had 9 completions, 90% completion percentage with freaking 80 rushing yards. All he did was run the whole game, and every time he did pass, it was a dump. It was a check down to the blocker, Tawfiq.
Yeah.
Tawfiq was blocking. He was just checking down to him.
I
He
mean,
had
it was, yeah.
one pass pad, 15 yards the whole game, and it was a beautiful catch by. It was a chuck up to Musa, who made a crazy catch. Looked like he looked like he folded in half like a bed. I don't know how he came up freaking on 2 feet after that. I thought he was dead after that. Tawfiq, look, he was grimacing after that. It was four people colliding. It was a car crash, but Musa came up with an incredible catch, and that was pretty much the only throw past 15 yards Adlan had the whole game. It looked like it was on easy mode. It was on.
Yeah, it was pretty
It was
easy.
that
I mean,
bad.
yeah, I mean that's just how bad Pakistan Panthers are. I mean, we saw Abdullah Alan even cook. I mean, Abdullah Alan made his debut. I want to shout out to my boy. He got injured in the game, but I just saw Abdullah Alan. Look, it was halftime. I just saw Abdullah Alan gather the team. He gave the team an inspiring speech. He's like, if I'm hurt and I'm going back in the game, you guys can give it your all. I mean,
Oh
look,
yeah.
when you've got that Alan family just clicking like that, and you've got Abdullah Alan, you
Mm,
got Big O, then you've
mm,
got Coach Mo Allen out there. I
mm.
mean, the chemistry on this team is insane. Then you got my boy, my dog, Mr. World Fresh, Musa Musalet. That's my boy. He knows it. He's out
Oh
there
yeah.
cooking every week, man. Tawfiq, he's catching dump offs and making plays on defense. I
Yeah.
think Habibi Elite can go all the way, but Firas, I actually don't even want to speak about this team until they do something. So,
I mean, that team, that game without Medic, without Adam. I mean, add those two players to the roster. I'm not saying it was an impressive win at all. I mean, you play was on your schedule, and that was one of the easy. That's not even a game. I don't consider that a game. That's a
that's
freaking
a bye week.
that's a bye week at this point. But you add those two players. I mean, that team's going to be impressive. I want to see him against an actual challenger. But
And per
until
my
then,
sources, I just got wait. I'm getting a call. I'm getting a call.
oh, bro.
Yo, what happened? No, no, it's not so. You're telling me the AA Abdullah Alan broke his arm? No, 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 no. There's got to be a joke, right?
Wait, what?
All right, I'll call you back in a bit. We just got devastating news. Abdullah Alan might have fractured his arm. He might be out for a while. I was very looking forward for his debut. Oh my goodness! Please, AA, heal up and come back. I know you'll dominate in the playoffs. I know you'll keep your team's momentum high and your composure. Salute to you, AA. Please, our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Long live the legends. No, inshallah.
Anyways, Hamada, before we head out,
I mean,
let's make week 2 predictions. Let's pull up the schedule for week 2 before we head on out. Can you pull it up?
I'm pull it up right now. Hold up, hold up, hold
What's
up.
up, chat? Talk to me, chat. Is Tokes winning the debate today, or is Hamada winning?
Okay, Shabab versus Mu'mineen. You know how I feel about Stonehands Abu Hamda. Now, he's never won a regular season game, and as much as I think United's washed, and Little Sudani's washed, and Little Bossman Tokes is washed, and
Washed. Hey, go look at my numbers.
shut. As much as that team's washed, he's never won a game, and it's not going to start now. Now I'm taking Mu'mineen easily. It's a 9 a.m. game, so maybe those washed players will be nice and they're probably going to wake up even more washed. So you never know, because we know old men don't like waking up. They're not early birds. They like to sleep in. Palestine Panthers for Sprite. What did Tokes just say? Playing that team is like having a bye week. So I'm sure they're both picking us, right?
Yeah. Look,
Okay.
all I know is if Team Sprite loses to Firas, Hamada, don't even come to Nightcap next week. Don't.
Buddy,
I'm telling you now, you're gonna
I'm
get.
going to
I'm gonna nuke your
Saskatchewan,
whole.
Amsterdam. I'm getting a village. I'm getting a house on the prairie land because I'm never coming back to America ever again. And I'm never going to see your face ever again. Next game, Galleria Guardians versus Jerusalem Jags. Now, sources are rumors. Sources, Doomy might be back that game. But Galleria Guardians is looking real good right now. They have all the momentum right now, but so does Jerusalem Jags. Their players look on fire. Their players look healthy. That man Mehed Chaudhry looking like the next coming of freaking, what's that one guy? I don't even know, but an elite player. And then you have, I'm taking, who do I take? I'm gonna take Jerusalem Jags. I'm gonna stay consistent.
I'm gonna take Galleria.
Picks, like always, but it's gonna be a competitive game. Watch out.
That's
Habibi
the game of the
Ali-
week. That is the.
Woo! Game of the week. Habibi Ali versus OP Block. After what OP Block did to y'all last week, but after what Habibi Ali had a bye week, bro. I don't know, but it's a 12 o'clock game. Adam's gonna be back. Malik might be back. Who knows? Wow, it's gonna be a good game. You know what? I think Big O is gonna turn in and stay into Big O. He's not gonna turn into Small O for a week. He's gonna stay Big O, and I think they're gonna take the dub against OP Block in a very highly competitive 28-24 type ball game.
You know, I saw this in firsthand. OP Block are dangerous. So right now, OP Block are on a hot streak. I'm sticking with OP Block. They're coming off beating the defending back-to-back champions. They got the better win. Habibi Elite beat a trash team. OP Block beat the defending champs. I feel like I feel like they had more. They went up against more comp. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they'll be ready for this game. This game I think has potential. I think this game has potential to go to overtime. It's been a while since we've seen an MFL overtime game, but I think that this game could go to OT. I'm going with OP Block. OP Block should get their 2 blockers back. They didn't have their blockers last week, and so Jackson might have even more time in the pocket. So
you scary sight. Damn.
So I'm going with them. Chat, give us a couple of questions before we head out.
MoPJ says, "How would you redraft the first round?" I think keep it the same, except AJ number 1, Ben number 2.
Probably Musa number 3.
Musa number 3, Darbo number 4, and then the rest the same.
I like that. Chat, give us a couple questions before we head out.
Wait, take United out of the first round. I'm not putting him there. I'd rather put Zayd Dalak. I'd rather have Zayd Dalak than United at this point. And I'm talking, I don't even know. Mehed, 3rd round pick. Put him in the 3rd round. Freaking, who else? Has there any been like, you think like surprise players other than Mehed, and then who else has been on crack?
I think Abdullah Al-Toum. I think Al-Toum looks pretty solid.
Al-Toum, okay. I think these are all these are good solid players.
I'm trying to think who else has kind of just burst onto the scene. That was a late round pick. I mean, Abdul had 4 sacks, bro. I mean, we have to talk about Abdul. I mean, he's on. I think he's on Galleria. Yeah, really? Abdul Saeed. I mean, he played last year, but I mean, yeah, to get a 4 sack game. I mean, I know you're rushing Ayad, and Ayad sucks, and Ayad's a bot, but 4 sacks is 4 sacks.
That's facts. Yeah.
So Amir asked us a question: who do you think will be Rookie of the Year and Most Improved Player? Now I'm sticking with my Rookie of the Year prediction. I'm sticking with Beans. Now Beans, even though he had a few drops here and there, he still had 3 catches for 38 yards. I think once he gets a little bit more acclimated, he'll be better. We're not doing most. I don't think we're doing Most Improved Player, but so I'll just give my thoughts on MVP. Like I said before the season, I think MVP. I think it's gonna have to be. I don't think it'll be a quarterback. I think it'll be someone that just dominates in all receiving categories. I feel like, AJ's never won an MVP, but I mean, AJ's stuck with Ayad, so winning does matter. You can't ball out and your team has no wins. That's just empty calories. So I honestly think the MVP of the league might really end up being someone like Ben again.
It's way harder to pick this year because there's so many more stats. So much more is going to come into like question to picking. So it's going to be tough. Like if you're and you got like hella picks.
Yeah, I think right now it's only been 1 week. It's too close to determine. Once we get to the midway point, the best players usually separate themselves in the stats. because anyone can have a good game here and there, but the truly elite players do it on a consistent basis. So once we get to the midpoint in the season, I think we'll know. We got another question. Most disappointing quarterback in week one, Firas, Sudani, or Ayed?
I didn't believe in Faros yet. I definitely didn't believe in. I want to, but I can't right now. And I'd, and then Sudani. I mean, it's a needle in a haystack right there, buddy. Clearly, you can tell who the hell I'm picking. Sudani, obviously the most disappointing QB, not in week one in the last couple of years, because this man, I don't even know where to start. I mean, he's getting lucky because he's got all the Avengers and he's getting lucky with late round picks. But this year with Beans, it's not looking like it's so lucky with the great round pick because I saw him drop like 20 balls, getting mossed at corner. So that's one. It's not gonna be another Musa in a first round player who you got in the 7th round last year. It's not another situation like that. So you can't bank on that this year. So I mean, he got chopped up by Mickey Mouse defenses, freaking elementary school defenses, as an elite veteran, Hall of Fame, Super Bowl winning champion quarterback. You should be able to read defenses like that, and he couldn't that week. So, I mean, that was a disappointing game from Sudani.
All right.
Sudani,
All right,
what do you?
Hamada. We're gonna go with our player of the week predictions, and then we're gonna get up out of here.
Um,
Now, the last time I picked the player of the week, they actually ended up getting player of the week, and I think this guy that I'm about to pick for offensive player of the week, everyone's tearing this guy down, saying he's washed, just disrespecting a future first ballot Hall of
oh my
Famer,
God,
a
it's so
future
annoying.
a future guy who's going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we're all going to be there for his Hall of Fame speech. I'm going. The last time I picked Omar Sudani to win Player of the Week, he won it. So I'm going with an Omar Sudani legacy game. I'm talking about anywhere from 5 to 7 touchdowns this week.
Up.
Oh, my
Best friend.
defensive player of the week. My defensive player of the week. Per my sources, I'm hearing Suhaib Hamoud is making a comeback. If that's true, a fully a
I think that's the easiest pick. Any team that's playing for us is gonna be defensive player of the week that week. I, I'm licking my chops right now. Call me Jameis Winston. I can't. I'm salivating looking at Faraz right now. I feel like I'm gonna lead that game with 5 picks, 20 flag poles, maybe 30 pass deflections. That game right now. I'm telling you, someone on my team was winning defensive player of the week.
I think Firas might be the first player in MFL history who just gets deleted from the league.
Gets deleted.
Anyways, guys,
Ugh.
if you guys hadn't heard it, if you guys missed the show, jerseys are in this week. Everyone, please, everybody, please come 30 minutes early before your game to pick up your jersey, to take the media day pictures. Everyone, if you got a 9 o'clock game, come at 8:30. You got a 10 o'clock game, come at 9:30. You got an 11 o'clock game, come at 10:30. And if you got the 12 o'clock game, come at 11:30. We need to get everything taken care of. So we'll make a post on the Instagram tomorrow for anyone that missed the nightcap. We'll also post the nightcap. We'll make a post about the jerseys and media day tomorrow. So another successful week of nightcap. I feel like it was a great week one. And now that we got jerseys, now that we got stats posted, and now we're kind of getting things going into a flow, I think the season is going to be really exciting.
So to answer the last question, bro, I'm taking Alan.
Wait, what's the question?
I'm taking a rusty Alan over both of them. My God, imagine.
Broken hand Doomy or Flow State Ayed. Yeah, I think the last time that I might have seen Ayed in Flow State was probably when he was sitting down playing Arc Raiders on his little Xbox. Not leaving his bedroom for 12 hours because anything when it comes to athletic wise, this guy's a chicken with his head cut off, 0 IQ. I mean, you might as well just give this guy a handicap sign because he's basically handicapped out there. I mean, I can't even believe I sat up here and actually vouched for Ayed. That's something I'll never do again in my broadcasting career because he made Big Tokes, the smartest podcaster out there, look really dumb. So all I have to say about Ayed, bro, just bro. Please, can you show me you can do something? Anyways,
Man, I'm
that's a
sorry.
topic for another day.
I'm sorry. Damn. Man, imagine that team. Imagine that team with Mopi J at quarterback.
Look, even the great Mo PJ can't save Hyde.
Oh no, I man.
All right,
Stone
all right,
hands,
guys.
come back. Redeem
Look,
yourself.
look.
I
I feel
believe you.
I feel like we're starting to ramble on and on.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
at that. You got any final words before we head on out?
Hold up. Let me think of mine. Give me a second. Can you hear me typing?
Yeah.
Man, my mind's going blank today. I can't think of it.
Listen, I got one for you. Omar Sudani, Ali Beni, Krabby Patty. It don't matter. Won't be needing 5.
Hey, listen. Dong Tigers, freaking Jerusalem Jag Tigers, freaking El Shabab Ad Stonehands, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca. I don't care. Egypt
Sprite in 5.
Eugene 5.
We out.